Hello, this is my informative speech, Greta Thunberg, A Voice for Climate Action. What if one teenager could challenge world leaders with just her voice and a handwritten sign? At only 15 years old, Greta Thunberg did exactly that, sparking a global climate justice movement. Today, I'll show how Greta Thunberg uses powerful public speaking to promote social change. As a student of communication, I've examined her speeches and media presence using core concepts such as audience analysis, persuasive appeals, and professional delivery. In the next few minutes, I'll describe who Greta is and what she's fighting for, explain the action she's taken, and show why she is such a skilled and impactful public speaker. Greta Thunberg is a Swedish environmental activist who began her campaign in 2018 by protesting outside the Swedish parliament every Friday. Her goal? To demand that her government take urgent action against climate change. She's trying to shift the global response to climate science by pressuring leaders to act on reports like those from the IPCC. Greta has said in interviews, including one with Time magazine in 2019, that she was inspired after learning about climate change and experiencing a deep sense of hopelessness and anxiety. Speaking out became her way to transform fear into purpose. Her communication reflects communication goals, particularly instrumental goals to influence policy and identify goals to position herself as a credible youth leader. Greta also exhibits professional excellence by consistently reflecting on her role as a communicator and staying aligned with her values, despite public scrutiny. But Greta hasn't stopped at local protests. Her voice now resonates on the global stage. Greta speaks at world summits, including the UN Climate Action Summit and the European Parliament. She founded Fridays for Future, a movement that has mobilized millions of students worldwide in weekly climate strikes. In her speeches, Greta uses logos by citing climate science and pathos by expressing emotional urgency, famously saying, "You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words." A 2020 study in Nature Climate Change found that her visibility contributed to increased youth engagement and concern about climate change globally. Through intentional messaging and audience-centered content, she demonstrates advocacy communication, using speech to influence public attitudes and behaviors for the common good. I believe Greta's success lies in her credibility, her unwavering ethical stance, and her strategic use of emotion and data. She avoids communication bravado and instead embodies an honest, direct style and ethical communication. So what makes her public speaking so effective? Audience analysis and speech design. Greta tailors her tone and content depending on her audience, youth, leaders, or the general public. Her speeches reflect a strong context analysis, use of attention getters, and structured speech transitions to guide listeners. She consistently delivers audience-centered speeches, adjusting her message for maximum relevance and impact. Persuasive appeals, ethos, pathos, logos. Greta blends emotional and logical appeals to create powerful persuasion. Her ethos is built through transparency and consistency. Her pathos connects through urgency and sincerity. Her logos is grounded in data. These elements align with the rhetorical triangle and the key principles of persuasive speaking. Delivery and presence. Greta maintains strong vocal delivery. Her volume and pacing are deliberate. She uses eye contact, clear posture, and expressive facial cues to reinforce her message. Her speaking presence exemplifies critical listening and embodied conversation, building trust by fully engaging her audience with physical and verbal communication. In conclusion, Greta Thunberg proves that one voice, when used ethically, strategically, and passionately, can inspire global action. Today, I introduced Greta Thunberg, explain the change that she advocates for, the action she's taken, and why her communication skills are so effective. Her message is bold, credible, and unforgettable. As Greta reminds us, you are never too small to make a difference.